On August 26th and October 29th, the state of Connecticut was severely impacted by two major storms. In Hurricane Irene, and I am going to call it a hurricane, how would you rate Clinton's response to meet the needs of our community on a scale of 1 to 10? What worked and what must be improved?
Well, overall, I would give us 6. I had a lot of issues with the way the hurricane was handled before the hurricane even started. The week before the hurricane, I contacted Willie's office and asked if there were any preparations in line, and well, I called to ask if there were any preparations going forward, and I never received a return phone call. The Friday morning before the hurricane, I saw on the Clinton Patch that there was going to be a meeting of the Emergency Management Committee at the police department, so I went running down to see what the plan was, and I was told by Mr. Fritz that I was not allowed to attend the meeting because it was a private meeting, not a public meeting. So I guess being on the Board of Selectmen just puts me into the ranks of the public. It doesn't allow me into a meeting that I believe I had every right to participate in. So I personally had ideas and thoughts as to what would be an appropriate course of action to deal with people after the storm, but I was never given an avenue to air my thoughts or my concerns regarding the storm. All I received in the way of communication from the town hall was I got an email saying there was going to be a meeting on Tuesday saying how things were evolving in terms of taking care of the storm. My understanding was that the town hall was closed on Monday. Who closes the town hall when half the town or all the town has no power? People want information, they want ice, they want to know where they can get water, they want to know what's going on, and the town hall is locked and closed. I saw my neighbors loading up branches, and my husband loaded up his trailer to go up to the dump we'll get back to this.
Okay. Mr. Semino?
Could you just repeat who it is that we're grading?
We're rating Clinton's response, the town.
I'm going to give the town a grade of 9 because nothing's ever perfect and it never. In particular,
I'd like to say that we're very fortunate in our volunteer fire department. God bless them all. And our police department, they just went above and beyond and worked endless hours and
I'm sorry, Mr. Semino. Like, right out.
okay, well, you know that I'm going to say that we're very, very lucky to have the volunteer fire department.
that'll be on the capital expenditure. Right. Vince, you get full time. As I said, I graded the town of Clinton 9 because nothing's ever perfect and never will be. But God, I was really proud of the town, and especially I'm appreciative of the volunteer fire department. We're so lucky to have them. We would never be able to afford a full-time paid fire department. And between our fire department and our policemen, I mean, you saw them. We all saw how hard they worked, endless hours. Okay. Anybody who characterizes Willie Fritz as not being a community person is just wrong. Because Willie was out there every minute doing everything that he could. As I said, nothing will ever be perfect. But we learned things. We learned from every episode. Can we organize a little better next time, maybe? Was it wise to use the high school as a community center? We weren't the only town that did so. Old Saybrook did so very successfully, and you know, you can only be in so many places. And I was just very proud of the town.
Hey, as far as the planning, we did plan for well over a week before the storm. As the storm got closer, we met regularly. Our last meeting prior, or not our last, the big meeting we had prior was on the Friday before. And I will say, unless you're part of the emergency response team, you are not part of those meetings, and that's why Selectman Walter was not allowed to come in. Emergency preparedness meetings are private because, particularly if the bad guys are coming, we don't want to let them know what our plan is. Our police, our fire, our DPW, those guys exceeded expectations in the response to that storm. We had contingencies set up ahead of time, what we were going to do with debris, and it worked fine. Towns around us did not go to the level we went to pick up the debris, handle it for our residents. You know, you folks get, bottom line is, we all pay taxes here. What are we getting besides the basic services? And that's one of the reasons we do have a rainy day fund to go into in the case of emergency to take care of our residents, which I think we did a great job. I will say CLMP, comment from them was we were the best along the shoreline as far as being prepared, assisting their crews, getting things cleared, and getting the power back on for our residents. And I got to give credit. I don't pat myself on the back. It's the people that work for us, the people who are dedicated to the residents of this town, that stepped up and really hit a home run for us during that storm.
Working on it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Try to turn this one on now.
This debate continues. Our community is losing Unilever, a major contributor to the tax base. And what are your plans to restore this property to the tax rolls? And Mr. Cimino, I believe that this question is for you first.
First of all, we have to know exactly what Unilever's plans are at the end of their exit, but we should be in those discussions right now. Then we need to aggressively market that property. There will be developers interested if we correctly market it and if we have zoning in place that will allow for the type of progressive development that the town center needs. I personally think that the potential uses of that property are limitless. It's located between Route 1 and 95. It has a lot of potential, but that's what we need to do.
Okay, I've been in contact with the plant manager, some of their corporate people for the last 6-7 months now, 6 months anyway. Prior to, they had no idea. Now that we're into November, we actually had a meeting last week. It was unrelated to the sale of the building, but more related to the Water Pollution Control Commission's desire to get on that property and test, which is one of the issues that they're having with real estate. They can't really do much with it until either Water Pollution says, yeah, we want to use that property, or Water Pollution says, no, it's not on the list. Fairly confident that it won't be on the list because when the pipe was eliminated from Route 1, they did do subsurface testing, which I remember back in 2002, 2003, and the property was deemed not suitable to take discharge into the ground. So once that is taken off the list and DEP agrees, then that will help them with their marketing. They do have people interested. I have had them in contact with Ron Angelo, Deputy Commissioner of the ECD, so that they know that there is opportunities available with potential buyers to assist them. I've also had Workforce Alliance and the Connecticut Labor Department in there meeting with their employees to see if there's any training that can be available for them as they exit the facility to other careers or if they relocate. We don't know what exactly going to be the disposition of the employees there. But it is, as Vincent said, it is a valuable property. There are limitless opportunities for that property. There aren't many around that have railroad sidings. That is one of them. As far as the tax revenue, we're going to lose the $55,000 in personal property for the equipment in the building. We're not going to lose the $190,000 in real property. That's going to be ongoing. The bigger damage to the town is going to be the daily revenue we lose from the employees that go out and buy coffee or buy lunch, etc. Thank you.
I frankly think that I can't add to the things that Willie and Mr. Semino said that, yeah, we have to find out what Unilever's plans are for the building before we go forward with any plans of our own. Marketing Clinton and marketing Unilever property are a huge factor in what happens in our core area downtown in the next few years. We need to invigorate our EDC. Our Economic Development Commission has not had a huge presence in Clinton for years, but this would be a great opportunity for them to work hand in hand with Unilever to explore opportunities and prospective tenants or residents for that building. That is a pivotal piece of our downtown, and we can't afford to let it sit idle and sit off the tax base. Another factor that has not come up in discussion when we talk about the $55,000 that we're going to lose in property taxes for that structure is the personal ramifications for people who live in Clinton. There are a lot of people who live right here and work here and that aren't going to have jobs there after 2012. And I was glad to hear that Willie has investigated that and addressed that. And that is our responsibility, to make sure that those people are still able to function and provide for themselves and be viable, contributing community members. Where our responsibility is not just to the building and to Unilever, it's to our citizens as well.